So we're going to start standing. So you can bring your left hand to the lower belly, right hand to the lower belly, left hand on top, thumbs crossing each other. Just take a moment here with your feet wider than hip width apart, just to sense how you stand, how you connect to the earth today. Allow your feet to rest. Feel all the corners of your feet, as it were, the heels, the balls of your feet. And then release your hands. Make a fist with your hand with the thumb outside the fingers. And we're going to open up the thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger until your hands are really outstretched. So really stretch through your fingers and then close them again, starting with the little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index and thumb. And we're going to repeat this, so one finger after the other, and then really stretch your hands and then close them again. Okay, so just that movement, opening one finger after the other, and then closing again. Okay, 2 more times. You might even sense that it could even be strenuous in your wrist. You'll feel the whole arm when you do this. Okay. And then keep your fingers in this fist with the thumb outside. Bring your wrists together, and then we're going to roll the hands and roll the wrists. Okay, so we're opening up all the joints. Okay, so nice circles here. Super. And then in the other direction. Okay, very good. And then open your hands out, bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Okay, so really dangle your arms down, and then we're going to bring the hands in and out, so making circles here. Okay, and try and keep your hands straight, not too soft in the wrists. And then in the other direction. So we're circling the elbows, and of course we can feel this up through the shoulders as well. And then release the arms down, left shoulder, moving it up and around. And just make sure that none of the rest of the body moves, so really isolating the shoulders, if it could move individually. And then in the other direction. And keep your elbow soft, the elbow can bend slightly if you want. And then right shoulder. And in the other direction. Okay, so one direction might seem easier than the other. Nice roll, so lubricating all the joints here in the body. And from here we're going to move down to the feet, so take your left foot, come up onto the toes and then roll around the toes so that the tops of the toes there are on the ground. And just see how, it's not the most elegant of movements, but just see how you can roll around the toes. You'll probably hear them crack and open. And then in the other direction. So we're doing toes and at the same time also the ankles. And then the other foot. So rolling around the toes in one direction and then turn and roll in the other. Great. Now bring both feet together. Bend your knees. Bring your hands on your knees over your kneecaps, and we're going to circle the knees. So you'll notice that your feet will be in with this movement. Great. Circle the knees, all in one direction and now in the other. Super. Okay, coming up, pelvis. So we're going to, first of all, you can bring your hands here to your waist to guide the movement. We're going to do big circles and the upper body's coming with the movement, goes with the movement. So really big circles here. So you'll feel the hip sockets, and then in the other direction. Okay, and now we're going to just move the pelvis. So we have the upper body stays straight, and we're just moving the pelvis. Okay, so this is often a little bit more difficult to find, as if we were isolating the pelvis, keeping your knees nice and soft and buoyant, and then in the other direction. Okay, super. And then the last joints we're going to look at are cervical spine. So bring your hands behind your head. And now we're going to bring the chin down to the chest, to the top of the chest, as if we're just bending our head, and you can use your hands to exert a little bit of pressure here. Your elbows can come in slightly, and then just roll your upper back. So as if just here the thoracic spine. Of course, you'll feel it in the lower back as well, but just if you're rolling in here, make it as round as possible. And then push through your feet, straighten up the spine, bring your elbows out, and lift your gaze up to the sky. 2 more times. So really rolling in. Bring your chin down to your chest before you start rolling the thoracic spine. And then when you come up again, it's through the impulse from your feet that you open, the elbows come wide, and your gaze moves up. Last time together. Beautiful. Release the arms down. Now keeping the arms out to the side, the feet are apart, as if your arms were on these soft clouds, or on the soft mist that's coming up off the sea. Okay, so your arms are gentle here. And now we're going to keep our eyes parallel, like our eyes along the horizon. Move over to the right, come onto the toe of the left foot, and twist over to the right. Come back to the center, and then to the other side. So we're taking the opposite toe off the ground, and then let your arms just sway. You can even bend your elbows. Important is to keep your eyes here, because the eyes across the horizon will make this movement deeper and longer. Sense the whole spine enjoying it. So dance from one foot to the other. Beautiful. That's it. Okay, the arms stay parallel. Try and keep the arms up parallel. Yeah. Okay, so it could be quite strenuous on the arms, but it's really good, and it strengthens the connection to the heart. So we've entered the summer season, so we need to strengthen the heart. And then release down. You can shake out your arms. Okay, so this is an exercise, all of these Qi Gongs to do every day, right? And now we're going to widen the stance. We did this exercise the last time, so moving over to the right, to the left, bend the left knee, right foot comes up. Okay, over to the other side. So we're opening the hips here, beautiful. And then this can even become more dynamic until the body finds the movement, beautiful. Always trying to lift the opposite foot off the ground as we did when we did the twisting. Super. And then feet parallel, we're going to bend forward. Fingertips to the ground, and then lengthen the head down. And if you can, imagine that your head is touching the ground as your sit bones move up towards the sky. Lengthen the head down. So the summer season fire, but we want to keep the water in our body balance, the element of water through the meridians on the back of the legs that you'll be feeling now. And then gently bend your knees and come back up. Super, very good. So have your blocks ready. We're coming to the front of the mat. Feet inner hip width apart, hands in front of your heart. If you wish, you can send out a little prayer, an intention, an affirmation that could lead you through the day. On the next inhale, both arms up towards the sky, eyes move up. On the exhale, bend, fold forward, head to knee. Crown of the head reaches forward. Right leg moves back. Right foot stays on the ground 45 degrees, bend the front knee. So warrior one, pelvis is reaching forward. And then both arms release from the ground. Hands come up, super. So you have this idea that you're still facing forward. Hands behind the neck. Hands behind the head. And we'll do the same chin to chest we did beforehand. So roll your chin down, elbows in, and really lengthen the back of the neck. And then elbows come out, heart reaches up to the sky. 2 more times. And then release the arms down. Turn the back foot. Bring the back knee to the ground. Okay, and then back leg. Turn the shin or the lower leg towards the left so that the shin is parallel to the back of the mat. Super. Okay, so you'll notice this is warrior two stance. Okay, so this leg is facing backwards. Then bring your left elbow just behind the left knee. Right arm comes up and over. So reaching as far as you can. If this is strenuous for your shoulder, you can always bring your hand behind your head, if you wish. Really, really long. Lengthening. And then look down, bring one hand down, then the other, turn the back leg. We're coming into plank. Reaching back through the heels, forward through the crown of the head, and then knees to the earth. Take your blocks, sit back into child's pose, and keep your hands on your blocks. So the arms become long. You're lengthening and lengthening, and your armpits are lifting up. So the armpits are buoyant. You lengthen your arm forward, and your ears are parallel to the upper arms, as if we were in downward facing dog. That same sort of feeling, the same sort of stretch. And then from here, come up onto all fours. Keep your hands on the blocks. Now the option here is to come into upward facing dog. So body comes forward, we're resting on our hands, And then you straighten the legs out, knees lift off the ground. You're on the tops of your feet. Strong legs, so lift the kneecaps up. And see if you can reach your heart forward a little bit more. Really strong legs, pressing through the tops of your feet. And then from here, come back onto all fours. Curl the toes under, keep your hands on the blocks and go back into downward facing dog. If your blocks slip in any way, then put your hands onto the mat. Otherwise, try and lengthen into downward facing dog here. Long, long, long arms. And your eyes come forward. Left leg rises to touch the sky. Left foot comes forward. Right foot follows. Bow down deeply. And then with the impulse from your feet, come up to standing arms above the head. And then hands back to your heart. Okay, and we're getting ready for the other side. Both arms touch the sky, eyes come up. Exhaling, touch the earth, head to knee. Crown of the head comes forward. Left leg reaches back. Foot 45 degrees, eyes stay forward. And then come up into warrior one. Super. Hands behind your head. Elbows come in as you bow your neck down. So it's really just the neck. On the next inhale, you come up, elbows open out to the side. 2 more times. And back leg is really active, so you'll probably feel a stretch along the back leg, inside of the back leg. And then turn the back foot. Bring your knee to the ground, left knee to the ground. Turn the lower part of the leg parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, so we're here. Warrior 2, but with the knee on the ground. Right elbow behind the right knee, and then lengthen the arm up and over. So really, really long. Beautiful. So reaching through the fingertips. Super. And then hand comes down. You can turn. We're going to meet in plank pose. If you wanted, you could even use your blocks here already as you go back into plank on the blocks, reaching back through the heels, forward through the crown of your head. Okay, kneecaps lift up, thighs are strong, and then knees come to the ground, hands on the blocks if they weren't there before, into a child's pose, long arms, so it's as if you were pushing the blocks away from you. The shoulders stay in their sockets, armpits become bright and buoyant, and your ears are next to your upper arms. And then from here onto all fours and into upward facing dog on the blocks. You might want to even bring the blocks a little bit further back so that your upward facing dog becomes one where your chest really reaches forward. Strong legs, super important. Super. And then from here, curl the toes, draw through the navel into downward facing dog. Hands can remain on the blocks. Long arms. Deep breaths here, so it feels slightly different. And then eyes stay forward as the right leg rises. Right foot comes forward, left leg follows, bow down deeply. Next inhale coming up, arms come up, eyes come up, and your hands rest in front of your heart. Okay, so we'll repeat that again. Arms come up, eyes move up. Bow down deeply, head to knee. Crown of the head reaches forward. Right leg moves back, 45 degrees, warrior one. Coming up with both arms. And then hands behind the neck. Make sure your stance here is really strong. And then chin moves in. You're stretching the whole of the neck. And then elbows out, eyes move up. 2 more times. And then turn the back foot, release the hands, knee to the ground, and then turn the lower leg 90 degrees. We're in a warrior two stance, left elbow behind the left knee, reaching over here. Super. So feel that stretch, as it were, the lengthening in the side body between the hips and the ribs in our waist here. It's often constricted, so you can even have the idea of your hips moving towards the right to create an even longer stretch as your arms move in the opposite direction. Super. And then eyes come down, hands on your blocks if you want. We're going into plank. So make the transition into plank, reaching through the crown of your head, back through the heels. And then knees on the ground, tops of the feet on the ground, hands stay where they are as we move back into child's pose. Long arms. And then from here, we transition into upward facing dog. Strong legs, knees off the ground. And then to come back into downward facing dog, you could also bring your knees, tap your knees to the ground and then go back, or you go back directly from upward facing dog. So we're in downward dog here, long arms. Eyes come forward, left leg rises to touch the sky. Left foot forward, right foot follows, bow down deeply. And then pushing through your feet, body comes up towards the sky, arms move up. And on the exhale, your hands in front of your heart. Okay, we get ready for the other side. Both arms reach up, eyes move up. Touch the earth, head to knee. Crown of the head reaches forward. Left leg moves back, 45 degrees. Bend the front knee. Both arms come up, warrior one. Hands behind the neck. And then elbows in as the chin moves down and you stretch the whole cervical spine. Elbows out as the head moves up to look at the sky. 2 more times. Rolling in. Opening up. Rolling in. Opening up. Then release the hands. Swivel the back foot. Left knee comes down. Lower leg 90 degrees. And we're here in warrior two stance. Right elbow on the right, behind the right knee, and then the arm comes up and over. Okay, and as you reach here, move the left hip to the back of the mat so that you lengthen even more. Super. And then turn your gaze down as your hands move down. If you want onto the blocks, back foot, front foot comes back, and we find ourselves in plank position. And then from here, knees to the ground, sit back into child's pose, long arms, buoyant armpits. So there's sort of a real activation of the arms. So they're not just lengthening forward, but they're actively reaching forward. And then from here onto all fours, and then we transition into upward facing dog, strong legs. The legs are key here. And then from here, drawing through the navel, roll over your toes into downward facing dog. Whole body is long. Eyes come forward as your right leg lifts up towards the sky. Right foot forward, left foot follows, bow down deeply. And then take the next inhale, ride the wave all the way up. And then hands in front of your heart. Beautiful. Okay, so we've prepared Warrior Two, so we're going to move into it now. Keep your blocks handy. So right leg moves back, big step back, and then the right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Bend the front knee, and then find a position that's comfortable. So you might want to, you can move the front foot. Back foot stays where it is. Front foot is mobile until you find your position. So deeply bent leg. Lift both arms up. Remember, they're floating on this morning mist, so it's easy for your arms to reach. Eyes forward. And then lower the back hand to the back leg. Lift the left arm up and over, and bend deeply into the front leg. Okay, so this is what we just did. And then elbow just behind the left knee, right arm comes up and over, and you lengthen. You feel from the fingertips to the outside edge of the right foot. And then come up again. Arms reach out. And with your gaze down, find your block. Move the back leg in a step. Find the block. Take the highest length of the block. Bring it forward. So a good step forward in front of your left foot. And then reach the back leg up and back, pushing through the ball of the foot. Okay, so find your balance here, and then lift the right arm up towards the sky. So really strong back leg, and then straighten the front leg if you can. Fantastic. Okay, nearly got it there. And then bend the back knee, let your eyes come down, swivel the hips around and down, and both feet are on the ground. Bow down deeply. And then come up, arms up to the side. Hands reach to the sky. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. So we'll try the other side. You can always then work with the recording to find this balance, which is actually quite easy if you have the technique. So left leg steps back, foot 90 degrees, bend the front knee. So here the pelvis is neither facing back nor forward. So you can imagine the sit bones, they're like your heels here, so they move down like heels. Both arms out to the sides. Okay, so soft arms, but lengthened arms. Look over the front hand. And then the back hand comes to the back leg. We'll open here as the right arm moves up and over and back. And then right elbow behind the right knee, left arm comes up and along. So push into the back leg a little bit more to lengthen the side waist even more. So really push into the outside edge of the back leg. Super. And then we come back up. Okay, the arms are floating, but they're there, very present. And now look down, find your block, bring the block into the right hand, and the distance is a good step in front of the right foot. Left leg reaches up and back, and spread the toes, reach through the ball of your foot, and then dare turn towards the side, and then lift the left arm up. Find this balance. You can always keep the top arm here close to the waist until you find the opening in the side body. Beautiful. And then your gaze comes down, the hips come parallel to the ground, both feet come down, bow down on a big, big exhale, and then pushing through your feet, come up, arms come up, and exhale your hands in front of your heart. Beautiful. Okay, so that's maybe one to practice on your own. So that was our balancing for today. We're going to come down into a squat position. Okay, so move down gently. Super. And then sit back down. Okay, so remember, any seated position, you can always slightly lift up the hips by sitting on the edge of a blanket. So find space here in the legs. Now we're going to bend the right knee and grasp the outside of the foot, but go through the inside of the leg. So right arm comes to the inside of the right leg, grasp the outside of the right foot, and then draw the knee back. Lower leg stays parallel, shin parallel to the ground. You can use both hands if you wish, and draw the leg towards the back. So your elbow can come up as mine did, or you can keep it underneath. Really draw it back as if you were drawing a bow. If this is easy for you, you could also grasp the left foot. Really draw it back. Okay, and then stretch out the right leg. So we've been doing a lot of opening in the back of the leg. This should be quite easy now. And you can either stay here, or if this is easy for you, grasp the right foot with the left hand, release the right arm, bring it through left arm and leg, place it on the ground, and then you can open up here and twist towards the left. Okay, so this is a knot. Yogic knot. So if this feels okay, you can just try, go in the direction, and then release it down, release the leg down, and then just shake up the leg and forget about it. Same on the other side. So we grasp the left foot, outside of the left foot with the left hand, and then draw the leg back. Important here is to keep the shin parallel to the ground. So often we tend to sort of sink it down, keep it parallel. You could even take the heel as well and lift it back. If you want, you could grasp the other foot. Next position, stretch the leg very carefully. And you can either stay here, or you can grasp the foot with your right hand, Bring your left arm to the ground and then turn and twist. Reaching through the heel as much as possible. And then gently coming back. Release the leg down. And then just shake it out. Good. Okay. Coming into forward fold, Paschimottanasana, which is the east-west position. So make sure your sit bones are on the ground. There's space here along the backs of your legs. And then you can take a block and place the block just under your heels. And if you have a blanket or a bolster, you can take that and just place it here on the top of the legs near the upper body. And then we're going to come forward, so slightly different forward fold here, and bow down deeply. So the gentle pressure of the blanket is going to support the small intestine, which is one of the organs related here to the summer season. And bow down. Remember your neck, which has become so long. Allow the neck to lengthen, top of the head to lengthen. Release your jaw. So your teeth are slightly apart. The skin on your face becomes loose and relaxed. And just notice what muscles you feel here. And with every exhale, you can allow the muscles to lengthen, actually the fascia to lengthen. And then very gently come back up again. Take your feet off the block, your legs apart. You can keep the blanket now just to cover yourself as we move back into Shavasana. So very gently coming back, legs stay apart and your arms at a comfortable distance away from the body. So not touching, palms facing up. And allow the whole body to settle down now into the earth. There's nothing to do. I'm minding the time, so just allow your body to melt down. Allow your mind to melt. There's nothing we need to think of. Everything can just become really soft and really receptive. And this will allow this life force energy that we've activated to move through all the necessary pathways. And then very gently bend your left knee, draw the knee in towards you, grasp the shin with both hands. Really draw the knee in towards you. And then place the left foot on the ground. Draw your right knee in, grasp the shin, draw it towards you. Place the right foot on the ground. And then allow both knees to move over to the right. The head moves in the opposite direction. And then back to center, over to the left. And you're rolling on the back of your head as your knees move from side to side. So repeat one more time on each side. Until both knees are back on the right hand side, and then very gently come up into a seated position. Take your time, your body remains heavy, so be mindful of moving very gently, and then find a seated position on your cushion or blanket. And once you're in your seat, we're going to take prana mudra. So the tip of the thumb, pinky finger and ring finger touch each other, and the other two fingers stay together and outstretched. And you can place your hands, palms facing up on your thighs or knees. Gently close your eyes. Lengthen up the back of your neck. Your chin is parallel to the ground and maybe slightly tilted down and back. Sense the aliveness of your body, prana or Qi, the life force energy. Will be balanced now by taking this mudra or seal with our hands. Release your hips into the ground, and from the rootedness of hips and pelvis, the spine reaches up towards the sky. Allow a gentle smile to form itself deep in the cockles of your heart. The smile will move up to the corners of your mouth, lifting them up. And the smile will move to the back of your eyes. As you allow yourself to trust that you are cared for, that life is there to support you, is running through your veins every moment. We can take life lightly, the day before us filled with light, with beauty, with possibility, and with the presence of our smiling heart, our smiling eyes. welcome to stay here in meditation as long as you wish.